What is going on again, creatives? Tunji from Ceasar Graphics. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my weekly design review training for creatives. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy what I'm going to share with you again today. So sit back, relax, and keep watching. So yeah, so this is the first design I'm going to review today, and I like the color combination on this project, which this is another thing I want every one of you to understand. The part of combining colors the right way is another area that you all need to focus on. All right, so I like the green color we have here with this this orange color on the project, which gave life to the project. Another thing that really helped giving this project more energy is the fact that we have this sun effect here that gives life to the project, which actually connects with the message on the project. So whenever you're asked to work on miracle service, or maybe you're trying to create a design that depicts solution, all right, maybe the meeting is about solution, giving the project the energetic look, all right, is one of the ways you can do that. And how we part of the elements that we use to portray this well on our project is through the use of this sunlight effect that we have here on this project. But the problem I have with this is the fact that there's no room for white space. All right, the visual is taking more attention than the information on the project. Now, why I'm not really going to say this is okay with the way the designer play with the visual here is because, pictures, images, visuals are attention grabber. No matter how small you make them on your project, they will surely draw attention. And one of the reasons why it's like that is because, our brain, our eyes is, there's a way our brain and our eye is programmed. When our eye sees something new for the first time, it sends a signal to the brain, and then the brain will now start looking for something that is different on the project or on that new thing that we just we saw. Do you understand? Or we see? No, not we saw. It's we see. Okay. So now the placing of your visuals, making it big. All right, most time is not nice. Now, see, there's no offense because the nature of this job is our job is to break rules. There are times when you need to make the picture bigger. There are times you need to blow it, all right, so as to draw the attention of the viewers. But in a situation where you have some information you are trying to pass to the audience, all right, it's always good for you to allow room for white space. All right, so I'm going to make a copy of this now, and I'm going to quickly rearrange this with the same elements that we have here on the project. So I'm going to use I'm going to use magic wand, or let's use object selection tool to just pick this area here. All right, I pray my Photoshop is going to act fast today. All right, good. So I'm going to cut this out and go to select. This one of the reasons why I enjoy doing this for you guys is because it gives me the opportunity to also teach you guys how to use Photoshop, and I'm sure so many of you can agree with me on that. All right, so I'm going to hit the sorry, it should be select, modify, and expand. All right, so I'm going to make this one. All right, and I'm going to hold on shift and F5, shift F5, and take that out like that. Okay, so then for the title, all right, I'm going to take this out also. All right, because white space, all right, is very important. White space is very important when working on design projects. White space is what always gives the eye the room to breathe. All right, it always creates rest. on our project. But when there's no room for it on our project, it's always making the project look boring and too shouting. Now, I'm sure you guys are going to like the end result of this when I'm done with it. All right. So I'm going to take this part out. All right. So please, if you have questions you want to ask me, guys, please, you can ask your question as soon as the meeting is over. All right. And for those of you watching this on Facebook, on YouTube, you can drop your question in the comment box. I'll do my best to answer your question. All right. I need to mute this because I'm getting some feedback from you guys. All right. So good. So for this, we are going to take this out. Now, the other reason why this the venue here is not really okay where you have it is because there's this, whenever you are using visual on your project, all right, you need to pay attention to the details. Just look at the visual very well. Now, the content, all the content, the elements that you have on your visuals that you place on your project, they are also parts of the project. Don't think, okay, because you have a picture of a wheelchair and a character with the hand raised, you now feel, okay, those are the important information on the project. The grass and every other thing on the project are also part of it. All right. So when you have too many playful effects on your visual, you need to be careful with the way you place information around the area where you have too many busy content. All right, too many busy elements. And that's the reason why I feel the placing of the venue and the time here is not really okay, because it's close to this side where we have the wheelchair, and then as you can see, the wheelchair is loaded with too many like effects playing around it, and then we now have the grass, and that's what's affecting this the venue here. So I'm going to hit Shift F5 now, and I'm going to select the OK button like that. I think that's off. Let's see. Good. This is good. All right. So let's now play. Let's start playing with the layout. So I'm going to hit Control J. Okay. There's the logo parts. Let's take out the logo. I almost forget that. So I'm going to hit Control J, and I'm going to hit Shift F5. Select the OK button like that. And I'm going to make a copy of this, activate the free transform, and make this smaller like that. This is good. All right. This is good. So then what else can we do? So we need to now fill this side here. All right. So because this is not my project, so I may have to do this. It may not look perfect, but the idea of doing this is just to help you guys know how to achieve the right layout. All right. So I'm going to hold down Shift F5 again to take the subject out like that. All right. Then I'm going to make a copy of this with Control J. And then I'm going to move this here. All right. Control J again and move this to this side like that. All right. Then we can now merge this with Control E like that. And let's see. So for our subject here, I'm going to take him out, or let's use the object selection tool to just take him out like that. All right. I'm not on the right layer, so it's possible it's not going to work. Yes. So I noticed that I'm not on the right layer. I'm supposed to be on this layer. So I'm going to just draw this like that. Yeah, so my Photoshop is doing its thing. So white space, like I said, is very important. Why is this not working? It's very important. So I'm trying to make sure that there's room for the viewers or the content to breathe. And if this did not work, that means we might have to try another move. So I'm going to move this above this and make this visible like that. All right. So I'll use the spot healing tool to clear this area. So I'm going to clear this area like that and make sure that this side is balanced. All right. And let's see. Okay, you know what? Let's just leave that like that. All right. So the idea here is just to focus on showing you guys the right layout for this, right? And I'm going to use a soft round brush. Then we are going to take this out from here. Okay, I noticed that. So I'm going to take this out also. And so now if I make this visible and take this out. Okay, so I'm still on the wrong tool. So if I take this out now, right? Let's take it out. Right, so this is good. Let's see if we have, okay, so this is good. All right, then for the upper parts here, let's see. Okay, so we need to fill this with the rectangle marquee. I'm going to select the edits menu here, content aware scale. Sorry, I'm trying to be faster and it's not helping at all. Edits, content aware scale, and bam, like that. All right, so I'm going to hit Control D. Good. So I'm going to select the brush tool and just fade this out. Yes. So look at this. And one of, like what I said at the beginning of this review, that the color combination from the designer is beautiful. And that's one of the reasons why this project is looking successful. So for this, now we can make this smaller like that, and it can come right here. So the idea of placing the title here is because, you know, when you're arranging your elements, all right, the direction of your view, of your visual or your character is also part of what you should watch out for. So the reason why I'm placing the title here is because if you look at the subject here, is looking up. So I really want to create that unity to make it look like the character is looking at the title. And that's the reason why I decided to place the title here. All right. Now, that's one of the things you guys need to, you know, watch out for. I also share a powerful tip last week. So for those of you that have not watched the video, I would advise to go check it out. All right. Because, you know, when we are arranging our elements, all right, one of the things, because I've heard so many designers ask this question, that Ceasar, how do you know the right layout to use? So how I know the right layout to use is I always make sure I pay attention to my visual. My visuals, all right, my illustrations are what always inspire my layout. Okay, so I'm going to place this here. All right, like that. And let's see where's the venue. Now, no matter where you place the venue now, I'm sure that you guys will surely see it because we have enough room. No matter how small you make it, it will still be visible because we have enough room for the content to breathe. All right, so we can have this somewhere here, still gonna be okay. And for the logo, all right, for this is okay where it is. All right, this is perfect. All right, so for this, we can now have this somewhere here, like that. All right, and look at this. We have a good, you know, layout here. I want to see if I can take out all this map that we have on the project. So I'm going to just take that out like that. Take this out from here. And bam, we have this. So let's see the before and after. So this is the after and this is the before. All right, now if you look at I'm sure you guys can spot the difference, and I'm sure you agree with me that the before looks like everything is calling for attention at the same time, and then the after looks simple. All right, this is the before and this is the after. All right, so the next artwork is this. All right, now this project here is boring, and I want to quickly show you guys or explain to you guys how to help your viewers or help your layout or composition. Yeah, how to make your composition look professional. Now, when you are creating a design composition, all right, what you're trying to do is to create you're trying to create a picture. All right, you're trying to create a picture, and the way you put the elements together is it should come in the way that things really appear to you in real life. All right, like if you look at I'm sure you guys can see my background here, and let's say I'm asked to work on a project for a design training, and I was given this picture. All right, or maybe you are not given this picture, you want to create the design to make it look like, okay, the instructor is actually talking to people looking at the camera. So you are going to put the elements together the way we have it now on as you're looking at it now on your screen there. And that's the same thing you should put in place whenever you are placing your design element. If you look behind me here now, you see there's a curtain behind me. I have the microphone in front of me. I have my screen here. You guys can see the screen. So if, for example, the angle where we have this screen here is looking as if the screen is facing the camera, I'm sure you know that the message, all right, you are changing the message like that, because if you make the screen face the camera and I'm also looking at the camera, it's going to make the project look funny. It's going to make it look confusing. And that's the same thing that applied to when you work on design project and the design project is not looking successful to you or to the audience. So when you are putting your element together, have it in mind that you are trying to create a picture that explain what the project is about. You are trying to create a picture that inform the viewers to fully understand the goal of the project. So right here now we have these three nights of worship, and I can see there's this grunge image on the project here, and then we now have the guitar on the background, which I'm not really against. All right, I'm not against you using a picture of a guitar on your project, but the problem I have with this is you will mostly use this effect, this grunge effect on a project that the background is just plain with grunge effect, like graffiti effect. But the way we now have this, what's it called? This guitar image on it, and then we now have the text embedded on it, is making the project look somehow. Now, there are times when you can do this, but in a situation where you are trying to pass a message to the audience to make them know that, okay, this event is about worshiping in music, I expect to see more of the guitar than the way you hit it here. So I'm going to quickly go to Google now, and I'm going to search for a picture of a guitar. All right. Okay. And enter. Okay. Let's see. I think I have one here. Let's see. Okay. Maybe I should just put my screen up for you guys to see, because I'm not a fan of teaching people and they can't see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm trying to look for something closer to what the designer did, all right, or what the designer used. Okay, so another thing I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to create something that will be I'm trying to which is another thing I want you guys to learn to do. All right, so I'm trying to make sure that I use a picture that is going to help the projecting my content clearly, help the making people see the information on the project, because the information on the project, the text on the project, is actually the most important elements that you have on the project. All right, so I'm not really yes, the use of the visual is important, all right, but the text is actually what speak to the audience, is what talk to them. All right, so I'm trying to get a picture. Okay, you know what, maybe we should just use this. I think I prefer this. All right. I don't want us to spend forever working on this. All right. So I'm going to drag this and drop right here. And I'm going to convert this to a smart object like that. And I'm going to make this smaller, and this can come right here. All right. So there's another thing I want to teach you guys how to do. All right. Please avoid, placing your image at the center like this. All right. It's not always nice. All right. Making your project dynamic is always what make the project look interesting. And I'm sure so many of you might have heard of the different type of balance we have in design. We have asymmetrical balance and symmetrical balance. So a symmetrical balance is what always make the project look interesting, because you can't predict the layout. But symmetrical balance you can easily predict it. And when people can predict your design, man, you are not going to command that respect that you need as a designer. All right, you're not going to command that respect. So now, when we have the visual, the next thing you need to do is, now that we have the visual ready, the next thing you now need to do is look for the area where you can place your content. All right, now, the fact that I'm using this layout here now does not mean this is the only solution to, making this look better. All right, there are several ways you can, play with the layout here to make your project look interesting. So I'm going to hide this and quickly type the title that says 3 Nights of Worship, using the same layout that the designer did. So I'm going to type 3, and I'm going to type NIGHTS, enter, and put worship like that. All right, then I'll go back here. All right, and move this to somewhere around here like so. I'm thinking of making this a bit bigger because my title needs to be visible. Now it's a guitar. All right, no matter how big you make it, people will still see that it's a guitar. All right, people are already used to the look. So I'm going to move this to somewhere here. And there's another thing I want to show you guys. All right, when it comes to doing design and you're playing with type, whenever you see figure on your project, all right, or as part of the information that you have on your title, it's always good to abstract it, because most time we hardly see, in fact, we hardly see, not even most time, we hardly see figures as part of the title. So when you make it look abstract, is another way of, making or spicing up your project. All right, so I'm going to use Playfair here now, which is a display type here. And the reason why I'm using display type here is because I really want to make that, it's a church project. All right. And most churches, in fact, when you check out text from, the type of character you see in Bibles, you see that they mostly use serif type. And there are some display type that look more like serif, which is why I'm using this. All right. And it's also because of the nature of the project. All right. It's a worship service. It's not like a Thanksgiving service. So I can use a type that is not, too playful and simple. And that's why I'm using this. All right. So I'm going to close the space between the letters like that. And let's see. So if I change, all right, this to 3, because contrasting your type is another way you can, making your type look dynamic, not making them have similar sizes. Another way you can spice up your, your title. So I'm going to change this to italics like that. This is good. And so we are going to move this to there, close to this, and this should move. No, it's actually fine that way. And then we have 3 nights of what? Worship. All right. So I'm going to, sorry, I have to quickly turn on my camera. So I'm going to activate the free transform and make this smaller like that and hit the enter key. And this can come right here. So this character I'm using here is something you can easily get from the internet. It's part of the font that you can download from, from the Google font. So I'm going to type off here and let's see. off can move to somewhere here. You know, one of the things I enjoy in design training is see designers work on projects live. All right, seeing them work on design projects, and I'm sure so many of you can agree with me on that. That is always interesting watching designers work on design projects. All right, so I'm going to move this. Okay, let's just leave that as is. Let's leave it like that. And I'm going to make this, let's use a cursive type here. I know so many of you have stopped using this type of type on your project. I'm talking of script type. I know so many of you have stopped using it. Please don't stop. It's also one of the type that always spice up our project. Okay, so I'm going to move this to somewhere here, but it should be a bit bigger. And I don't like the fact that the letters are too close. All right. Yes. So this is good. So because of visibility sake, you know what? So we need to change the color of this, but I'm not sure I like this character here. So I'm going to change it. I don't like the look. All right. I'm going to change it to something else. Let's see. Nope. So I'm going to change it. Let's use let's see if this is going to work. This. All right, I think I prefer this. All right, so it's called Alexandra Zeffirino 3. All right, so please, guys, why I decided to change this is because I'm a fan of visibility. All right, I'm a fan of making my viewers see the content on my project clearly. All right, so because I have this looking slim here, I'm going to change the color to something that people can easily see over there. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to put this, I'm going to select everything here and make this a bit smaller like that and position this here. So let's see what else are we going to copy from this. Again, from the project, we have the dates, which is 26th to 28th October. So I'm going to make this visible again, and I'm going to type this out. I like the fact that we have the dates and time under the title. So we have 26 to 28, I guess. Is it 26 to 28? Sorry, I forgot that. I need to check it again. So it's 26 to 28. Cool. So I'm going to make this visible. And I'm going to make this 26 to 28. 28 October. Sorry. What type of October is this? Should be capital O C T dots. So then we can have the TH 26th. No, it should be ST, I guess. I think it should be ST, guys. Or am I wrong? Please. At times I forget all these things. All right. Okay. So it should be TH. All right. So then let's see. We can have this somewhere here. Now, but so because this is going to be a bit smaller, I'm not going to use the playfair type here. So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to use a more visible type here. So let's use more strats. All right. And I'm going to select this. Let's move to this. Change the color to white. All right. And we are going to make this bigger. All right. We need to make this bigger like that. All right. We need to make it bigger. And I'm going to move this out a bit. Okay. So this is going to come right here. So the idea is to make it look like it's printed on the guitar. So we can move this a bit down like that. And for the dates, we can have that where it is and change this to 2023 like that. All right. So then what else can we do? We can Let's see what can we do here. Okay, you know what, guys? Let's just move the date here. All right, I'm gonna move date here because I want to move the title down a bit. All right, we need to move the title down a bit, and my 3 here needs to go up like that. All right, so yes, then so 28 to 20, 26 to 28 can come bold. It should be bold. Can now place this somewhere here. All right, so we can make this align to this. Okay, like that. So, you know, aligning your content is another important thing that you need to, make sure you do well. All right, making sure your content are well aligned. And then let's see if I can quickly type the venue. I'm gonna hide this, and let's see if I can quickly type the venue here. I would have loved to use the venue the way it is, but the way the designer type it is not okay. So I'm going to type just the venue, and then the social media is going to remain the way it is. So 10 and 64. I wish I have my fast type is here. So I'm going to hit percent, then M B B B global junction should be capital J junction, then ring power. Please, I hope you guys are enjoying what you're watching here. Please, if you are having fun, I will appreciate if you can drop a message and let me know. Okay, I'm almost done, guys. So yeah, Abuja. Then we can now take this, and this can come right under the venue, like that. Yeah, so Dempsey, I see your message. Sammy, I see your message. So I'm going to make this smaller like that. All right, and this can be medium. All right, and we can add space. Okay, and this can move up like so, and this is too small, so we need to make it a bit bigger like that, and then close the space like so. So I'm going to make this 14. Then my date is going to be 16. Yep, like that. And yes, so let's see what else do we need to get from, sorry, why am I going back to this design? So let's see what else do we need to cut out from here. So I'm going to cut out the social media handle. All right, and also the contact details. Okay, then we can move this above this and make this visible, then boom, like that. So for the social media handle, we can have that right under the venue. Now notice I'm making sure that there's space between the information that I have here. You notice the space between the dates and the venue is a bit different. Like there's this little gap between them, but the venue, the space between the rows that we have on the venue is closer. It's a bit tight. All right. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to create that that making the viewers, all right, making the people know that the information that I have on the informations are different from from each other. All right, so we can even have this right under the venue. I mean, the title like this, and it will still work, guys. Yes, it will surely work. All right. So, and listen, guys, don't wait for when you see somebody do something like this before you do it. Okay. So I'm going to take out that background by double clicking on the layer. And let's see if I move this. No, that's not it. So let's move to this side now. Let's try this. All right. This is good. So we have to take this out like that. And for the inquiry, so I'm going to move that to somewhere here like that, and I'm going to make this be on one line. All right, so I'll make this be on one line. Then we can take this out like that and take this out from here, and then we can move this closer like that. And let's see, we can then push this down a bit, you know, like so. All right, so if I take this out like that, another cool thing we can do is we can make a copy of the guitar and move the title. In fact, let's push this back like that, and I'm going to move both the social media and the title up like so. Okay, like that. All right, so one of the things that really help this layout and make why I make this move of following this layout here, because if you look at my stuff here, if you look at the information I have on the project here, you see they follow this layout like this. And the reason why I decided to do that is because if you look at the guitar, we have this curve part of the guitar, and that's what inspired the making this flow, achieving this flow that I have here. I almost forgot to let you guys know that. So your layout, your visuals, most time is what inspired the layout of your project. Okay. So now let's try to make it look like the title is printed on the guitar. So I'm going to put the title here in a group like that. Let's just call it title. And I'm going to blend this by double clicking on the layer. And I'm going to move this to this side. No, not that. No. It should be the underline layer. And move it a bit to this side. And I'm going to hold down Alt and split the slider and move it a bit to this side. And then I'm going to make the same move by moving this again to this side like so, and hold on Alt and push this here and move this to this side so as to create that that unity here. All right, then we need to add curve to this to make the project look pop. All right, to boost the shadow and the mid-tone here. All right, so I think my shadow here is not helping, it's too strong, so I'm going to move this down a bit like that. And so since it's a worship service, it's always good to make the color pop. So I'm going to go to the hue saturation here and increase the saturation to give more life to the color. And then we can now have the logo somewhere around here. So this is the ministry name here. So I'm going to hit Ctrl J, and this should be above this. And I'm going to make this visible like that. And we can now have that somewhere around here. I wish I can break the text. All right, I wish I can break it, but let's try and make it smaller. All right, so why I'm making this small is because it's not always good to overlap logos on image. All right, don't not place logos on images. It's going to affect the the visibility of the logo. All right, so yeah, so I'm gonna move this to somewhere here and hit the the OK button, and let's see if I take this out now. Not this. So I'm trying to make this. Sorry, why am I making this visible again? Okay, so I think I selected the wrong layer. All right, I'm looking for the phone number. Okay, so we can make this a bit, smaller like that. And the last thing we need to add is the time. All right, so I'm going to hold on Alt and click on this. What's the time? 5 p.m. daily. So I'm going to hold on Alt and make it visible. And then to help the hierarchy balance, the time needs to be bigger. All right, the time needs to be bigger. So we are going to close the space between this. All right, and I'm going to use, let's just use bold here. All right, and activate the free transform, make this smaller, and this can come right, excuse me, this can come right here. So let's see, this is resting on this like that, and we are going to have this here again. So then we can move this to rest on this like that, and this can rest on this. No, let's make the P. All right, the P rest on it, and that's it, guys. So I am going to stop right here. So let's check the before and after. So Control J, and for the before and after, this is the before and this is the after. But there's one other thing I want to do here, because I think the blend if on my title here is too strong. So and that's another thing you need to watch out for. All right, please, when you're playing, please don't overplay. All right, because my playing is getting too much, so it's now affecting the visibility of the title. And this is what I think the project should look like. So this is the before and this is the after. All right, so yeah, I'm glad you made it to the end of this review, and I can wait to see your comments. So if you have not subscribed, please remember to hit the subscribe button, and also remember to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. That's one of the ways you can support this channel. And also share this video with other creatives. All right, please try to be a blessing to other designers. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.